You're listening to Karen Swain, teacher of deliberate creation, accentuating the positive, showing you a way to a better life.
Accentuating the positive, it's not this fad, it's sanity. Who in their right mind would accentuate anything else?
If you feel like that's what you want to do.
Hello, Karen here. I wanted to send an angel message to you all today. I've just finished recording a show with Swami Sadashiva Tirtha, the Orange Cowboy, who I've had on the show. So head on down to my channel and check out Swami's interview. I've had him on a couple of times. I've had him in the Inner Sanctum. He has a new show out called Talking with Our Angels, which is going to be on a television network. And he's doing interviews at the moment, talking to people about their angel encounters. And he just had me on the show, bless his heart. Oh, he's so connected to the angels. He's so guided by the angels. So the angels guided him to this show. And he's on Facebook if you want to connect with him on Facebook and check out, he's doing them all live on Facebook, all the shows live on Facebook. So check out some of the shows that he's done with some amazing people. It's not aired on the television network yet, but it will be later on in the year. So we were talking about angel messages, and I wanted to just send you all an angel message today. He was asking me about my encounters with the angels. And I said to him that, way back 20 odd years ago, longer, maybe 25 years ago, I went to see a woman, Diana Cooper, actually talking about angels at a big festival we had here in Australia. And the thought that angels were actually a reality, a real entity, a people that we couldn't see, I hadn't really thought about it before. I just thought that angels were a nice concept, a pretty idea, a fluffy thought, something, just a thought to make us feel good. It wasn't a reality. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about angels being a reality until I heard Diana Cooper talk about her experience with the angels. And she spoke about how the angels contacted her, how she saw them, how they spoke directly to her, how she had all these amazing experiences with them. And I was sitting in the audience as a young girl just going, oh my God, wow, this is amazing. And I remember driving home from the festival thinking, I wonder if I have angels around me. I wonder. And she had said, watch out for angel images around you because the angels are always trying to make themselves known. So I went home and I looked at my house and I thought, I wonder if I've got any messages from the angels in my house. And I started to count all the angel images in my house and I counted 30 angel images in my house. I had statues, that's one of them. I had bought statues just thinking they were pretty. I had cards. I had candles with angels on them. I had candle holders with angels on them. I had just images, paintings with angels in them. They were just everywhere. I had surrounded myself with angels and hadn't really even known that angels were real. They were just something I thought was pretty, something I was attracted to. In my subconscious, I was attracted to this energy, and I didn't consciously or logically know why until that moment when I heard Diana speak about her encounters with the angels. And I was just blown away. And I remember sitting on the couch just bawling and crying and thinking, I'm surrounded by angels and angels are real. And that just sunk into my being. That was such a comforting thought. That was such a comforting thought, because at the time I was a single mum. I was studying energy healing techniques. I was trying to set up shop as an energy healer. I was working in a job I didn't like, feeding fat executives and making commercials in the film industry, and just thinking, what am I doing? This is not who I am. I remember reading in a book, and the book said, does what you do define you? And I remember thinking, well, what I do is I cook for people in the film industry that make commercials that sell things that we don't really need. It's all about money, right? This sort of money game. And I thought, no, this doesn't define me. But I was all wrapped up in that. But how do I do what I love and get paid for it? I just had no idea. I just didn't know how that was going to work out. And knowing that I had angels surrounding me, knowing that I had help, I had guidance. I didn't have parents in my life at the time. I didn't have a husband. My friends were all on the treadmill themselves, trying to earn money, pay the rent, feed the kids, I just didn't have people in my life, physical people in my life that were going to physically support me at the time. But knowing that I had these angelic beings that were surrounding me, that were helping me, was just a comforting thought, such a comforting thought. And it took me years to really trust that, to really, really trust that, and to know that I am loved and I am supported and I am cherished and I am guided. And today that's the way I live my life. But gee, it took a long time. And I don't want you guys to take as long as I did. That's why I do the show. That's why I put out books. That's why I do my sessions. I want people to get with the program quicker than I did, because I have to say, back then we didn't have the internet. I didn't have a computer back then. So we weren't bombarded with these messages of love, of trust, of knowing. Sharing our stories, I think, is really important. When you, just like Diana shared her story with me about her angelic visions and what the angel said to her, and sharing our stories just reminds us the way back home. It reminds us that we're loved. It reminds us that we're not alone here in this third dimensional reality. I get so many messages from people that say, I don't like it here. I don't want to be here. I come from another place. I come from another planet. I come from another realm. And everyone on the planet comes from somewhere else. The animals do, the plants do. Every soul comes from a different reality than this physical reality. And we choose to come here and experience this reality. And so many people, when they come, say, okay, I'm here. I don't want to be here. I don't like it. It's too harsh. It's too hard. There's too much struggle. There's too much fear. And you know what? There's a lot of struggle. There's a lot of fear. It is harsh. It is a tough playground. It is a hard school. I don't like to call it school, but it is a hard experience. It's not for the faint-hearted. Physical earth dimension. When you choose to come here, you are a brave soul. You choose to come here because you said, yep, I'm up for that. And then we come into these physical minds and these physical bodies. We have to feed it. We have to look after these bodies. We have to stay healthy. We get sick. We feel pain. We get depressed. And we go, oh my God, this is too hard. But I tell you, it is hard. And each and every being is assigned at least one, and often more, angel to help them navigate this experience and to help them manifest their dreams. And the more we dream, the more angels come to help us. And the more we want, the more angels come to help us. And the more we want to help others, the more angels come to help us. Because when you set out as a difference maker and a light worker and a new world teacher, as I know you are, the people that listen to this show, when you set out to actually share your story or to help others, then you have a whole gang of angels, a whole mob. You have a whole slew of them. You have a crowd. I don't know, what do you call a flock of angels? You've got an army of angels that are helping you do that. The more you help others, the more help you get. So I just wanted to put this message out there today to remember to tune into them. Remember to feel them. Remember to feel their love. Swami asked me on his show this morning. It's on Facebook if you want to go to my Facebook page. It says Karen Norman down the bottom. I'm on this computer was my flatmate's computer and it's still got her name attached to it. But, it's not my name. But anyway, on Facebook. So if you want to have a look at our little show there, it's on Facebook on Swami Sadashiva Tirtha, the Orange Cowboys Facebook page, or you can see it on my Facebook page. Just go to Karen Swain. I'll put the link underneath and you can see the show. But I thought, while I've got the lights on, I've got my lippy on, I've got different glasses on, I thought I'd just send out a message to everyone that is watching my shows or listening to them on the iTunes or the audio-only podcasts, to remember that you are loved, to remember that you're guided. Don't sweat the small stuff, is the message that they say. they're orchestrating the details. Law of attraction and the angelic realm are orchestrating the details. You set out a rocket of desire. You say, I want this. And usually that's through contrast. When we get sick or when we're upset or when something goes wrong, we say, I don't want this. We're like, I don't want this. And then we might say, I wish it was different. I wish I felt better. I wish I didn't have any pain. Like these rockets, as Esther Hicks says, these rockets just shoot out of us and they catch them. The angelic realm, they catch them. They say, great. And every time you have a desire, that desire is manifest in a non-physical realm, in a vibrational reality. That desire, Esther would call it the vortex, or a disc. She's got so many different analogies, but that vortex contains everything that you want for yourself and what you want for others. But here in this dense reality called planet Earth, we have to work harder is not the right word, but we have to work to become a vibrational match, because we're playing here with so many frequencies, with so many different levels of vibration, and we get sort of stuck on one path. We have a dominant emotional set point, which is the way that Esther would explain it. We get sort of into a rut of feeling or vibing in a certain way. And then we have a dream and we don't see that dream manifest into our physical reality. We wonder why. It's because we're not a vibrational match to that dream. The angels have created everything you want. It's all there waiting for you in a vibrational reality. In order to manifest it into this reality, into this earth plane, you have to be a vibrational match to it. So you have to raise your vibe. You have to know it's true. You have to know that you can have it. You have to know it as your truth. You have to let go of the I wants, I can't have, it'll never happen, what if it doesn't happen, and start saying, I have, this is my truth, this is me. Evoking it as if it is your truth. Living it as if you already have it, feeling that feeling, I already live this. I trust, I'm loved, I'm guided. I get a lot of people that come to me that want to know how to be connected to their mob, right? They're angels, they're guides. And my guidance is always, you already are, just know it. When you know it, you'll have that experience. You'll have complete, clear guidance. It'll come to you in whatever way is good for you. I call myself a multisensory intuitive, which is a name I stole from someone who came on my show. That's what she called herself. And when she explained that, I went, oh yeah, that's what happens to me. So I feel them, I hear them, I see them in my third eye. I get these downloads, I get knowings, like it's multisensory. And I don't think that I'm alone in this. I think that we're all multisensory. We don't have to be specifically just clairvoyant or clairaudient or clairsentient. We can be all of them, and we can be all of them all at once. We can engage all of these beautiful aspects of how we interpret energy, and we get that guidance really clearly. So when you know that you are guided, when you know that you have this higher perspective channeling through you, when you know it as your truth, it becomes your truth. When you know you're supported, it becomes your truth. When you know you're loved, it becomes your truth. Not just loved from the angelic realm or your guides or your dead relatives or your higher self or your galactic family, but loved by the ones around you, loved by people inside their bodies, inside their minds, inside their fear. They love you as well. Love, feeling loved is being loved. Actually, it's really interesting when you feel loved by them, by life, by your guides, by your mob. It doesn't actually matter if anyone else loves you or not. It doesn't matter if everybody hates you. It really doesn't, because you want people to love you because you think that when people love you, you'll feel loved. But that's not how it works. Feel loved and you've got the love that you're looking for. Just feel the love. Just evoke it. Feel it. And you've got the love that you're looking for. And it doesn't really matter if anybody else loves you or not, because everyone's doing their best to navigate this dense, beautiful world to navigate their own belief systems, to overcome their own struggles, to overcome their own limiting beliefs. So they're busy. They might not have time to love you. Let them off the hook. Just let them off the hook. If they're not being beautiful and great to you, if your husband or your boyfriend or your wife or your partner or your mother or your brother, if they're not treating you the way you think you should be treated, let them off the hook, because they're believing their stressful thoughts. Your job is not to believe yours. Your job is to know that you are loved, supported, guided, and cherished by your angels and your mob. Blessings to all of you. Just a little note that I thought I'd throw out there after I did the beautiful Swami show. Oh, and remember to go check out Lorna Byrne. She's another one that talks about the angels. I had her on the show a couple of years ago now. She's amazing. She's amazing. All my guests are amazing, but I love Lorna talking about the angels. I'd love to get her down under one day to talk more about the angels. She has an incredible story. And check out Swami. And for all those earth angels out there, I am looking for some angelic encounters. I know you've got some. I'm putting them in the book, in the Awakening Soul series. I'm doing a book all about angel encounters. I want 12 stories of how the angels guided you, how you saw that in your life. I remember when I was a young healer in my 30s, I used to work on people that had been in car accidents and all sorts of things. And one woman said to me, she was smashed up. She broke her pelvis. She was hit by a big SUV truck on a crossing. She was crossing the road, and the impact of the car smashed her pelvis, but it threw her up in the air. And she said that she had this visceral experience of being caught as she went up in the air and then lifted back down to earth and then placed on the side of the road. So the damage was done, but more damage would have been done if she'd come to earth like smash. It was fascinating. She had this experience of being held and felt. And even Nancy Ryan said when she was hit by a truck that a woman turned up. She doesn't know for sure, but she thinks it was an earth angel who asked her not to crawl out from under the truck. And the paramedics or the doctors said to her later that had she crawled out from under the truck and moved, that she would have been a quadriplegic or a paraplegic. So we have these harsh experiences here on earth. But even in the midst of them, we still have the angels that are caring for us. And when we know that, we heal really quickly. We get the lesson and we heal really quickly. So you are loved, they say. Remember to feel it. And thanks again for listening. Send me your angel stories. Go to the awakeningsoulseries.com or to karenswain.com. Love you all. Mwah. Bye for now. We are the love, we are